Good morning, students. Our chapter first, crop production and management, is going on. In this, we learn about for crop production which agriculture activity is done by farmers and which implements they are using for the particular activity. Today, we will see our next point, harvesting. Students, in this chapter we learn about for the taking crop production which agriculture activities done by the farmers. In that we learn about they are preparing first preparation of the soil, after that sowing of the seeds, they are adding manure and fertilizers for better crop production, after that irrigation because of the uncertainty of the rain, then protecting from the weeds, the unwanted crop plants which is unwanted plant which grow naturally in the field. They have to remove this. Afterwards when the crop become mature, that time harvesting it is a most important task in front of the farmer. We will see harvesting of a crop is an important task. The cutting of the crop after it is mature is called harvesting. In the harvesting, crops are pulled out or cut close to the ground. It usually takes 3 to 4 months for a cereal crops to become mature. We are aware about that harvesting or cutting it is done by manually. It is pulled out it is pulled out or it is cut to the close to the ground. Harvesting in our country is either done manually by sickle or by machine is called harvester. In India, mm, mostly it is done with the sickle or by the machine which is called as a harvester. In the harvested crop, the grain seeds need to be separated from the chaff, and this process is known as threshing, as we learn in class 6 at the chapter number 4, separation of the substances. Threshing process, this is carried out with the help of machine called combine, and which is in fact the combine harvester and thresher. Nowadays one machine will be prepared. You can see in the figure 1.8 combine machine. It First one, it acts as a harvester. It cut the crop plant close to the ground. Afterwards it threshes the threshes it, and it separated the grain seeds from the chaff. Next one point is mentioned here. After harvesting, sometimes stubs are remaining left in the field, which is burned by the farmers. And Paheli is worried. She knows that it causes pollution, and it may also catch fire and damage the crops lying in the field. It is most important point. What happen when farmers, suppose we will see the example. Suppose farmers, they are taking the sugarcane crop production. After taking the production, what will be happen in the field? Some leaves and stubs are remaining, and what the people they are doing, they are burn this all the things, and because of that air pollution will be there. Because of that air pollution will be there, and it is harmful for our environment. Farmers with small holding of land do the separation of grain and chaff through the separation of the grain and chaff in the by winnowing process. In the threshing process, small particles of chaff also comes with the grain, and it may have to separate with the help of winnowing process. And we already learned this process also similar same class in same chapter, class 6, chapter number 4, separation of the substances. Now we will see our next point, harvest festivals. Harvest festival. After 3 or 4 months of hard work, after 3 or 4 months of hard work, there comes the day of the harvest. The sight of golden fields of standing crops laden with the grains, and fills of heart of farmers with joy, and a sense of well-being. Now farmers, they are doing this work for they have to get the better crop production. And when all these activities done properly, that time all the activities, preparation of the soil, sowing, adding manure and fertilizers, irrigation, protecting from the weed, after that the crop will become mature, and after that the harvesting, it is a most important task in front of them. And that time they are doing this activity with the great enthusiasm, because they are getting proper crop production. All the activities already done by them, and they are getting their product. The efforts of the past season have borne fruit, and It is time to relax and enjoy a little. The period of harvest is thus of a great joy and happiness in all parts of India. Men and women celebrate it with great enthusiasm. With great enthusiasm. Special festivals associated with the harvest season are Pongal, Baisakhi, Holi, Diwali, Navanya, and Bihu. We are aware about that India is a vast country. Many more states are there. Different regions are there. In different states, different festivals are there for the harvest, and the names are mentioned here: Pongal, Baisakhi, Holi, Diwali, Navanya, and Bihu. We will see our next point: storage. After all the tasks cutting, threshing, and harvesting, uh, harve- uh, harvesting, cutting, which is called as a cutting, threshing, and winnowing process, the most important task in front of the farmer: storage of the grains. Storage of the grains. Why it is the most important task? We will see here. Storage of produce is an important task. If the crop grains are to be kept for a longer time, they should be safe from the moisture, insect, rat, and microorganisms. We already saw in our home also, when our father they are buying the seed material, that time they are protecting, they are keeping in the same position, in a safe position, because they want to protect it from the moisture, insect, rats, and microorganism. They are damaging this grains. The fresh crop has more moisture. If freshly harvested grains are stored without drying, they may get spoiled or attacked by the microorganisms. We are aware about that. In 7th class we learn about fungus. When water molecules are present on the grains, or in the grains, it will be helpful for the germination of fungus, and it loses, they may get spoiled or attacked by the organism and losing the germination capacity. Hence, before storing them, the grains are properly dried. The grains are properly dried in the sun to reduce the moisture in them. And this prevent the attack by the insects, pests, bacteria, and fungi. Insects, pests, and bacteria and fungi. Here we have to protect, or farmers they have to protect their grains from insects, pests, and bacteria. For that purpose, what they have to do: first they have to dry the seeds, because the freshly seeds they are contain more moisture, and for that purpose they have to must dry the seeds, and after the drying they have to store in a particular area where the insects and pests and bacteria, fungus will not be attack will not be found there. Then farmer stores grain in a jute bags, metallic bins, and metallic bins. We are aware about that. However, large scale of storage of grains is done in silos, granaries, to protect them from the pests like rats and insects. The large scale will be there, large scale of storage of grain will be there. That time it will be done in silos and granaries. Silos की धान्याची कोठारे ही तिथे ठेवली जातात, टू प्रोटेक्ट फ्रॉम द पेस्ट लाईक रॅट्स अँड इन्सेक्ट्स. नेक्स्ट वन, dried neem leaves are used for the storing food grains at home. Storing food grains at home for storing large quantities of grains in the big godowns. Special chemical treatments are required to protect them from the pests and microorganisms. The farmers, what they are doing for the storage of the grains, they are using neem leaves. Why they are using the neem leaves? Because neem leaves are behaves just like an anti protector from the insects. They release a smell in the grains, and they from that insects will not be attack on that grains. And special chemical treatments are also there. Powders are available in medicals. They are using these powders also for protect their grains from the pests and microorganisms. Now the next one, food from the animals. Now some farmers, or many farmers, they are using this as and supportive income source. For that purpose they are reared some animals in their farm, in the house also, because from this they are getting many more products from the animals, like suppose milk they are getting from the cows, buffaloes, goats. And for the meat also they are getting from the getting meat also getting, then wool, cotton, wool also they are getting from the sheep. For that purpose they are reared some animals in the field or in the home. Here we will see, after when we complete the activity 1.3, that time we can see that many more products we can get from the animals. After completing this table, you must have seen that like plants, animals also provide us with different kinds of food. Many people living in the coastal areas consume fish as a major part of their diet. The people who are living in the coastal areas, they consume fish as a major part of their diet. Coastal areas. In the previous classes, you have learned about that food that we have obtained from the plants. We are aware about that which food material we are getting from the plant, and which food material we are getting from the animal, and which proteins, vitamins, which nutrients we are getting from the plants, and which nutrients we are getting from the animals. We already learned this. We have just seen involves a number of steps like selection of the seeds, sowing, etc. Similarly, animals reared at home in the farms reared at homes or in farms have to be provided with the proper food. And when the farmers they are reared these animals in the home, in the farms, they must have to provide them with the proper food, shelter and care. When this is done on the large scale, it is called animal husbandry. It is called animal husbandry. When these all the things will be done on the large scale, and then it is called animal husbandry. And the last one most important point is given there. Fish is a good for health. Fish is a good for health. We get cod liver oil from the fish, and which is rich in vitamin D. Which is rich in vitamin D. We will get vitamin D from the fish, and fish is the most important for our health. Today we covered this chapter. I will send you this the chapter PDF on the group, and you have to solve question and answers of this chapter.